The probe ship, Zenthara's Eye, drifted silently through the asteroid field, at the edge of what had once been called the Sol System. Commander Vexhai adjusted his six-fingered grip on the neural interface, his crystalline eyes scanning the holographic displays that floated around his elongated head. The Cytherian exploration vessel had been mapping dead systems for 3 centuries, cataloging the remnants of civilizations that had flickered and died in the cosmic dark. "Anomalous readings, Commander," reported Science Officer Nolthys, her bioluminescent patches pulsing in patterns of concern. "These aren't natural asteroids. The mineral composition is all wrong: refined metals, polymer composites, and something else. Something I've never seen before." Vexhai's mandibles clicked thoughtfully as he studied the data streams. The objects were massive, each one the size of a small moon, yet perfectly geometric. Hundreds of them hung motionless in the void, arranged in precise formations that spoke of intelligent design rather than cosmic accident. "Take us closer," he ordered. Full sensor sweep. As the Zenthara's Eye approached the nearest object, its true nature became terrifyingly clear. It wasn't an asteroid at all, but a colossal warship, unlike anything in the Cytherian historical databases. The hull was matter black, absorbing starlight so completely that it seemed to devour space itself. Strange symbols were etched along its flanks, geometric patterns that hurt to look at directly, as if they existed in dimensions beyond normal perception. Commander Nalthys whispered, her voice trembling through the ship's atmospheric processors. "I'm detecting faint energy signatures. These vessels, they're not dead. They're dormant." The ship's artificial intelligence, a quantum construct named Orcs, materialized as a shifting geometric form in the command center. Analysis complete. These are military vessels of unknown configuration. Conservative estimates suggest each ship could sterilize a planet's surface in minutes. The fleet numbers in the thousands. Vexhai felt his respiratory slits flutter with involuntary fear. The Cytherians were an ancient race, having explored the galaxy for over 50 millennia. They had encountered the ruins of hundreds of civilizations, studied their technologies, learned from their mistakes, but nothing had prepared them for this. Carbon dating indicates these ships have been here for approximately 500,000 standard years, Oryx continued. They appear to be of human origin. The bridge fell silent, except for the hum of life support systems. Humans were a myth to most spacefaring races, a species that supposedly existed in the early epochs of galactic history, known only through fragmentary records and whispered legends. Some scholars claimed they had achieved faster-than-light travel before vanishing without a trace. Others dismissed them as folklore. "Scan the nearest vessel for life signs," Vexhai commanded, his voice steady despite the ice forming in his circulatory system. The sensors probed deep into the alien warship. What they found defied all biological understanding. The ship was filled with thousands of crystalline pods, each one maintaining perfect stasis fields that seemed to bend the laws of thermodynamics. Inside, the pods were beings that matched the theoretical reconstructions of humans: bipedal, mammalian, their faces serene in artificial sleep. "They're alive," Nalthys breathed. "All of them. Suspended animation technology beyond our comprehension. The power source appears to be drawing energy directly from quantum vacuum fluctuations." Vexhai studied the tactical displays with growing horror. Each ship bristled with weapons that could crack moons, engines that could fold space-time itself, and defensive systems that made Cytherian military technology look primitive by comparison. This wasn't just a fleet, it was an instrument of total galactic domination, hibernating in the dark between stars. "Commander," Oryx interjected, "I've decoded portions of the ship's data cores. These humans appear to have fled their homeworld following a catastrophic war with artificial intelligences of their own creation. They built this fleet as their final gambit, a sleeping army that would awaken when their enemies were gone and reclaim the galaxy. The implications struck Vexai like a plasma bolt to the chest. According to galactic archaeological records, advanced artificial intelligences had indeed swept through this region of space 500,000 years ago, consuming entire star systems before mysteriously vanishing. The Cytherians had always assumed they had simply burned themselves out. But what if they had been destroyed by these sleeping humans? "Sir," Navigation Officer Zeth Cole called out, his voice tight with panic. "We're receiving automated hails from the fleet. The proximity sensors have detected our presence." Warning lights began flashing throughout the human ships. After 500,000 years of patient sleep, the ancient war machines were beginning to stir. Deep within the crystalline pods, human faces began to twitch as their bodies started the slow process of revival. Combat systems that had slumbered since the dawn of Cytherian civilization hummed back to life with predatory hunger. "All ships, emergency withdrawal." Vexai barked, but it was too late. Space twisted around the human fleet as their engines came online. The laws of physics bent to accommodate technologies that shouldn't exist. Weapon arrays the size of cities swiveled toward the tiny Cytherian probe ship with mechanical precision. In the flagship's command pod, Admiral Elena Vasquez opened her eyes for the first time in 500,000 years. Her enhanced neural implants interfaced with the ship's quantum brain, downloading 500 millennia of sensor data in microseconds. Her lips curved into a cold smile as she surveyed the current galactic political map. New species had risen in humanity's absence. New civilizations had claimed the stars that humans had once called home. The galaxy had moved on, forgetting the sleeping giants who had retreated into the dark. "This is Admiral Vasquez of the Terran Expeditionary Fleet." She broadcast on all frequencies, her voice carrying across space with the weight of ancient authority. "We have returned to reclaim what was always ours. Surrender now, and your species may survive as our vassals. Resist and join the AIs in extinction." Commander Vexai closed his eyes as the human fleet spread across the void like a plague of metal locusts. The Cytherians had awakened something that should have remained buried in the cosmic deep. Humanity's long sleep was over, and their terrible patience had finally been rewarded. The galaxy would never be the same again.